If you have watched my channel long enough, you know I'm not a fan of the Sega Dreamcast controller. I'm not speaking about just for fighting games either. I disliked everything about it. The sharp, plasticky edges, the placement of the cord, the giant holes for the VMUs, the single analog stick, the awful digital pad. So when I was recently approached by Brook to take a look at their Wingman Converter SD device for the Sega Saturn and Dreamcast, I did a bit of digging to see what exactly it was capable of. I wasn't initially interested in this because I am not a fan of additional cables and adapters hanging out of my retro systems, but after reading everything this could do, I decided to give it a quick review and see if it lived up to its lofty claims. So let's take a look at the Brook Wingman Converter SD. The Brook Wingman Converter SD is an adapter for your Saturn and Dreamcast that allows you to use modern gamepads. That means PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. Setting up the Brook is often as simple as plugging in a USB cable and pressing the home button, or in the case of the Xbox One, holding the sync button on the converter until it flashes rapidly and then pressing the sync button on the pad. A simple following of instructions will have you up and running in seconds. I do recommend that you update your firmware before using the device for the first time. Plug in a USB cable to your PC and run the firmware's exe and you're done. Again, just follow the instruction manual and you're ready to go in seconds. I'll put up a link to the support page for those interested. The nice thing about the Brook adapter is that it gives you wireless options for your Sega Dreamcast. The 4-button face and analog triggers of a modern pad maps perfectly to the original controller. You do need to make sure your Xbox One controller does have Bluetooth connectivity, as the older controllers will not work wirelessly. I tried a number of wired and wireless third-party controllers from there, and they all worked without a single problem. The Brook even has a built-in memory card for Dreamcast games with 200 blocks. This also allows you to use those modern arcade sticks that cost hundreds of dollars with no issues at all. Over the years, I've actually played my Sega Dreamcast less than some of my other Sega systems because I genuinely dislike the controller so much. I mean, you can get stuff like a Total Control 3 for fighting games, but the stuff that needed a comfortable pad with an analog solution wasn't so easy to come by. The Brook adapter here changes everything and gives you tons of new options to use with the Dreamcast. When it comes to the Saturn, why would you ever want to replace that glorious Japanese design with anything modern? Simple. Games that support analog control. There are around 70 games on the Saturn that support the 3D analog control pad, and this gives you a wireless solution for those games. Whether it's spinning around in Nights into Dreams or creeping along in Duke Nukem 3D, this gives you that wireless analog pad at a great price. If you are a fan of your modern arcade sticks, it also allows you to use those on the Saturn for the platform's massive library of fighting games. There's also a fair amount of customizing you can do with the Wingman SD. You can do rapid fire settings and specific key maps by following a few simple instructions. These instructions are easy to understand and cover most of the situations you may run into with the different setups out there. So, is this thing worth $45? Abso-freaking-lutely. It provides a wireless option to replace the awful Dreamcast pad, and it gives you a wireless analog option for your Sega Saturn. Once you pair your modern controller with the Brook converter, you're done. It doesn't matter whether you use your Saturn or Dreamcast from there. It's automatically set up and ready to go. I detected no lag to speak of, and didn't have any issues with drop signals. I mean, as far as adapters go, you really can't beat this thing in regards to the sheer amount of options it gives you for your retro Sega systems. Upgrade that firmware, pair your favorite controller, and you're ready to go. It's never been more simple to get so many controller options on these two platforms. Hell, it even acts as a way to get modern Bluetooth controllers on your PC. Whether you're an open hater of the Dreamcast pad like myself, or you just want a wireless analog controller for your Saturn, the Brook Wingman Converter SD has you covered. It's one of the very best accessories I've run across for the Saturn and Dreamcast. I'm Sega Lord X. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you next time.